Hey guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Last time we talked about if statements. Today we're going to continue our discussion on if statements in C++ and talk about how we can use else if and else's with if statements to make them more complex and to achieve some really cool things in C++. Enjoy the video. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back. Last time we talked about C++ and we started talking about if statements, which is a type of decision structure in C++. I gave you guys some pretty simple examples, just basic if statements, no else is attached or any else's. So today I'm going to show you some examples using else ifs, using else's to show you a little more complex examples of how these if statements can be used. In this first example, I have a number here. I set it to 17. It's an integer variable. And then I have an if statement basically saying uh, the number modulus 2 is equal to 0. If that's true, I want you to execute this statement. If it's not true, I want you to execute the next statement. And for those of you that are not familiar with modulus, this basically means that you're dividing the number by a certain number, and then you're calculating the remainder. So as we all know, if we divide any number by 2 and there's absolutely no remainder, then that number is going to be even. If it's not, then it's going to be odd. So that's why I have C out. This number is even, and then C out, this number is odd. I set the number as 17. As you all know, 17 is odd. So if I build this and I run it, we should get the printout statement saying that this number is odd. But let's see if this is working correctly. This number is odd. So it looks like it's working really good. Let's go ahead and try a different number on here. Let's say, for example, let's try 20. We know that that's even. Let's go ahead and build this. Let's run it. This number is even. So it looks like that's working great. I did do a second example here for y'all. Let me go ahead and comment out the first one so we can focus on that one. So in the second example, I try to give you a more practical example. So let's say hypothetically you're building a game. And if for this certain type of game, let's say it's a racing game, and you're basically calculating, you're trying to determine which player has won the game. So at a certain distance, at a certain point in time, you're basically going to calculate, you're going to see which player is further ahead a certain distance than the other. And depending on that, you'll print out which player has won. So let's say player one distance is 55. Let's say players two distance is 75. So in the first if statement, we say that if player one distance is greater than player two distance, we're going to see how player one wins because that means they're further in distance than player two. If else, which means this is another alternative basically for what is actually happening in the game. Let's say player one distance is less than player two distance, then we're going to say player two wins. And in all other cases, we know it's a tie because if player one is not further than player two and player two is not further than player one, then they must be at the exact same distance. So the game result must be that it's a tie. So for an example here, I set player one distance at 55. I set player two distance at 75. What this should print out is that it should print out that player two distance, player two wins. So let's go ahead and build this and see if it works. Oh, looks like I'm missing one arrow here. Okay, let's go ahead and build this again. All right, so exactly what we expected. Player two wins. So it looks like our program's working perfectly. Let's go ahead and try another edge case here. Let's say, for example, let's say we have them both at the same distance. So we have player one distance at 55, and we have player two distance at 55 also. If this program is working correctly, we should expect this to print out it's a tie because they're both at the same distance. So let's go ahead and build this and see if this works as we're expecting it to work. It's a tie. So it looks like everything's working correctly. I hope that this helped you guys understand C++ if statements. Next time, we're going to talk about a different type of decision structure in C++ known as switch statements. Thank you guys. See you next time.